just walking around town, walking around the office, saying hi to people, holding this thing in my hand like a morning cup of joe. Hey, what's going on? Happy birthday, everybody! Welcome to Cerealsly, where we take cereals seriously. My name's Alex, and I am not ashamed to admit that I had been tying my shoes wrong until I was 34 years old. Around that time, my shoelaces had been coming untied a lot, and a friend of mine asked to see my technique. Well, it turns out that the rabbit had been crisscrossing the wrong way before going into the hole all of that time. Silly rabbit. Thankfully, my buddy set me straight, and I'm proud to say that I've been tying by the book ever since. If you missed the boat on any basic childhood skills and pretended otherwise for decades, I'd love to hear about it down in the comments. Today on Cerealsly, we're doing something radical. Today, our main focus isn't on cereal. It's not even on the milk. That was a few episodes ago. Go check that one out. Instead, we're focused on a few creative tools for delivering the cereal and the milk to our expected mouths. Yes, that's right. Today, we're looking at cereal accessories. In the beginning, there was just a simple bowl and spoon, but then one day a giant mysterious rectangle monolith appeared and the creativity of cereal lovers around the world was ignited, and they were inspired to create new and fun cereal apparatuses for the world to enjoy. But Alex, you might say, do we really need anything more complicated than just a bowl and a spoon? My answer is probably not, but the existence of Cerealsly itself has taught me something, and that is that things don't have to be useful or beneficial or needed or even all that good to be very fun. And though none of what we'll try today reaches the level of, say, Pee Wee Herman's breakfast machine, I do think they offer the potential for a little bit of joy. So I say, bring on the inventions. All right, let's take a look at what we've got today. First, we have this. An item called the Crunch Bowl. Launched on Kickstarter in 2021, these are the brainchild of two guys named Ethan and Ami. I didn't know who Ethan was before hearing about this product, but he seems to be the most interesting person alive. He is a motivational speaker, a former professional soccer player, and the winner of the 3rd season of Survivor. And of course, he is an inventor. That's amazing. But though I hadn't heard of Ethan, I definitely knew who Ami is. He runs Cereal Life on Instagram. He is one of the most incredible cereal content creators in the world. I am jealous of that guy every single day. The idea behind this bowl, of course, is that it has these two sides, one for the milk and one for the cereal. You put the cereal here on this little shelf, and then you scoot the amount that you want to eat into the milk so that every bite is incredibly wonderful and crunchy. This is fantastic. I love this. Now, there are many, many knockoffs out there now, but I believe that this Kickstarter may truly have been the original idea. Next, we have something very simple. Here's what it is. It is a bowl with a straw built in. I don't know who actually invented this one, but we had one of these way back when our kids were toddlers. So it's got to be an idea that's at least 15 or so years old. And this is just the super cheap version I found at the dollar store because I didn't want to pay much money. The idea is dead simple. Why wait to drink the cereal milk until after you've eaten the cereal? This lets you pick it up and drink the milk anytime. I think this falls squarely into the solving a problem nobody has ever had category, but I'm still excited to try it out. Finally, we have the cereal accessory that seems to be getting the most press lately, and one that so many of my friends have asked me if I own. Here's what it is, the Crunch Cup, cereal on the go, it says. Also started as a Kickstarter just a little bit earlier in 2019. The Crunch Cup is designed to be a portable cereal experience. Listen, I eat a lot of cereal, and even I have never been on the go so much that I can't sit down at some table somewhere and eat a regular bowl of cereal. But this one looks really professional, and this was a gift from my friend, so I am really excited to try it out. Because remember, each of these cereal accessories was born out of a desire to take our cereal eating experience to the next level. What do you think? Does cereal eating even need a next level, or is it just a totally fine level already? Could any of these become good early Christmas presents? Well, friends, it's time to eat some cereal and review some products. All right, I've got all of my cereal accessories. I've got my spoon. I actually don't think I need a bowl. I've got all these things instead. And then, of course, I've got my milk. I'm sticking with it, this 1%. This is 1% milk, even though it looks blue like skim. Trying to get my healthy fats in there, I guess. Trying to enjoy this a little bit more. It's been good so far. To try all of this, I thought it would be a good idea to have a variety of cereals. So I've got what I considered an easy one for each of these to handle, and that is this. Become a classic of our time, Reese's Puffs. I chose these because they're nice and round. Then I have a more challenging contender, and that's what this is. I thought of Frosty Mini Wheats, and so I went with Frosted Mini Wheats strawberry kind, just because this is the same as the shape of Frosted Mini Wheats, but my friend Tony and his family just love this strawberry version, so I thought this would be a good chance for me to try that one out. And then finally, I just got I thought of like, how do I find different shapes and sizes in something? So I went with, here on Cerealsly, one of our all-time favorites, Lucky Charm S'mores. Of course, this has grams in it, this has little cereal pieces, and this has marshmallows. So I think this will be a challenge for anything that we'll see how it's going to work in each of these 3 items. All right, well, with those all ready to go, all right, well, let's start with our first one. Let's start with the Crunch Bowl itself. I was so excited to see this one come up on when it was advertised on the Cereal Life Instagram page. It is very well put together. This is not a flimsy piece of equipment. It has a groove, I think you can see that in there, that matches up perfectly to these ridges that are supposed to kind of look like exploding milk as you pour cereal in there, although there's going to be very little exploding if you're just moving it around this barrier. But that's so that you can stack them on top of each other. Can you see that, how they stack so nicely? They've also got on them, these on the bottom, they have 2 ridges of like almost like a hard gel plasticky substance that grips the table so you can eat so it doesn't slip all around. I wonder if they found that was necessary because of the imbalance of the milk versus the cereal, or they just went the extra mile to make a quality product. Either way, I am very appreciative. It looks awesome. Their logo is on the milk splash part, this little barrier ridge so that the cereal doesn't just fall in. I think it looks phenomenal. Let's give it a try first. We'll nice and easy go with the Reese's Puffs, which I think will probably be the easiest for all of these products. Let's open it up. I am going to put the cereal in first to see how well, yep, see, this is what I suspected. With a roly-poly cereal like this, you are going to have the challenge where if they're not perfectly stacked, they're going to roll down on their own around the bend here. So be careful with that. Let's put some milk in the other side, just enough to get us going here. Let's see if we just push a couple. Yeah, that's how you do it. But the problem is, I don't know the ratios. I don't know how much to push in at one time, but it is great. Now, what's interesting though, is that it's like fresh into the bowl. Is that how people like to eat their cereal? Where they pour it in and it is as dry with milk in it as possible? Because that's what this is. Now let me try to do an exact spoonful in there at once. Now, how long are you supposed to leave it in there? I don't think there's rules to this, obviously, but it's very deep on this side. That's one thing I've noticed. If I could make a suggestion, this side needs the high wall to keep the cereal in. This side does not. I don't know if I could put enough milk in there, even up to the line that they've given me, in order to make it so that I didn't have to dig in far to get it. Because if there's only this little bit amount of cereal, there's no reason to dig in far. I kind of want to go in like this, and I can't. So the milk side needs a lower wall. That's interesting. Now, where I really think this invention is going to shine, let me put it over to the side here, and we're going to use this other green one, is for these Frosted Mini Wheats. For something like this, you don't want them laying for a long time in the milk. You want milk to be sucked up inside, but then you want to eat them pretty quickly. So I'm going to put these, I think these will, oh man, yeah, definitely will stay more solidly over there on the cereal side. They're not going to slip away and roll over each other. Let's put some milk. This time I'm going to put the milk right up to the edge. Yeah, see, I still think the wall on this milk side is too high. It's not a major critique because this is so solidly built. But let's push How many do you think fit on a spoon? And then just put them in for, well, they disappeared. So they didn't even float. Now I got to search around for them. I don't know if I like that at all. Let's try this. Okay, thanks to Tony and his family. They're right. This is a very yummy cereal. A nice little variation on Frosted Mini Wheats. But I also do think that using it for Frosted Mini Wheats points out the downfall of this product. Not the downfall, but the pretty big flaw in it, which is when you put these in, they get milk in them and they sink. I don't like when I have too much milk that I have to go hunting around. I don't know if there's 5 pieces of Frosted Mini Wheats in there or 10 pieces or 1. And so you have to do searching around like this, hoping you're getting them all in time. Let me eat these, by the way. You're searching. It's like a rescue mission. You're hoping that somebody doesn't get left behind. For instance, right now, I think there's 2 of them in there. The chances of me getting both on the spoon are pretty slim. I mean, maybe if you're trying to have fun with your kids and like it's like a little adventure of who can get all the Frosted Mini Wheats, and well, I can't get the second one on the dang spoon. There they both are. I'm so close, you guys. No, I can't do it. I cannot get him. Oh, there we go. Oof. He's safe. Let me eat it while I can. Well, I am torn because I am not into hunting and searching to see if I've left anyone behind, but the amount of time that these are in there was perfection. They had sucked up just the right amount of milk for the cereal. Very good tasting. Each individual spoonful of Frosted Mini Wheats I enjoyed more because of the design of this bowl. That is saying a lot. I am really happy to own these 2 and very happy that these guys, Ethan and me, did some innovation in the cereal world. Way to go, guys. This thing is a blast. Let's go to the other extreme, something that I don't think is all that creative, because you could just get a straw out and drink from your bowl. What cereal would be good for this? Actually, I didn't really choose a cereal that needs much milk drinking to it. Maybe that was a mistake. Let's try this one, because at least it has some chocolate on it in the frosted pieces. There's enough cereal. I'm going to put this to the side. We're going to get some milk going on this thing, because that's the whole point. All right, now let's stir it up to see if we can give it a little while to become chocolatey, marshmallowy, Grammy type of taste. Let me just eat a couple bites because this looks so good to me. I don't want to wait to try the accessory. Let me just eat some cereal while we're waiting. This stuff is so good. It legitimately has like a fire-roasted marshmallow taste to it. I know that's not possible. These are just the regular Lucky Charms marshmallows, but it tastes like s'mores. Let's pretend like I was like, oh, I'm done eating the cereal part. I just can't wait to taste that sweet, sweet milk. I've never had that emotion or that feeling. I do drink the milk at the end of a normal bowl of cereal experience, but this is the kind of person that would need to, they can't wait. They must have that milk. So let's give this a try. Not a good way to hold it either. Let's try this. It's milk at the bottom. Tastes a little bit like cereal milk. I don't know why you'd need this. Maybe it's that you're supposed to eat the whole bowl, and then instead of tipping it all the way up and spilling on yourself, maybe you're supposed to just use this to clean up the bowl, like I would usually drink it, but this is just a different method of doing that. I guess I'm going to have to eat this whole bowl of cereal. Give me a couple seconds here. Phew, I did it. Boy, it took me a long time to eat everything. Here's what I realized during that experience is when I eat a bowl of cereal, I do finish the milk, but I don't finish it only after all the cereal is gone. I have a few floating bits in my cereal when I usually lift it to my mouth to drink it down. I actually think that's one of my favorite parts of the eating a bowl of cereal experience is having that extra moment where you both eat and drink at the same time. This isn't going to get me there. This isn't going to help me feel that. Instead, I literally just have cereal milk left over. Is that good? Let's try it out. No, look, I'm still, in order to get it, I'm still having to tip the bowl, because if I don't, there's still milk, and I can't get to it because the straw, so I have to tip the bowl. I have to lift up the bowl and tilt it anyway. Nah, this is garbage. You don't need this thing. Just tip it up. Now, good news. Again, I think I got these for $1.25 at the dollar store. But nah. That's dumb. Oh, but now let's look at the one that is the fanciest of packaging, the one that's getting a lot of press, the one that all my friends are asking about. Alex, please, we're begging you to do an episode. They're not really, but they're saying, do you own this thing? And one of my friends gave me this. That was so kind. What a wonderful gift. But let's give this thing a try. I have to admit, I don't know how to use it. So let's open it up and see what it says to do. It says it's better than spooning. Yeah, right. Okay, well, it's got several pieces and a nice display. Oh, a beautiful picture of, I was going to say that they were Fruit Loops. I think they actually are Fruit Loops, maybe the Multi-Meal ones. They say detailed instructions. Disassemble and wash parts before use. Whoops, we're not going to do that. Pour desired amount of milk into the outer cup. Fill it above the, screw the inner cup. Okay, too many words. I'm going to try this thing out. Certainly this is the cereal part. So for this one, let's go back to the Reese's Puffs. Start it out easy. Put the Reese's Puffs into the container. Kind of a thin hole, so you have to pour it carefully. But that's a lot. It's really pretty in there, isn't it? Nice display of the Reese's Puffs. Okay, now, what do we have here? What's happening with this piece? Oh, I've done it wrong already. You're supposed to pull this thing out. You're supposed to screw this on to this thing so that you have a much bigger hole to pour it in. That sounds fantastic. And then you're supposed to put this piece back on the thing. Does it go in both ways, or can it only go in one way? No, it can go in both ways. All right, well, it says to put it in this way. No, it can't go in both ways because it has a third notch on the back that's supposed to tell you to only put it in the correct way. All right, let's put it in the correct way. What the heck? I'm just realizing I do not know how much milk to put in this thing. This is quite a cup. Does it say? It says pour the desired amount of milk into the outer cup. I don't know how much I desire. How much cereal is this? I usually go from the heart and put a bowl of cereal. I put the cereal in first and then some milk and I just feel it out. You've seen me do it 1,000 times. I have no idea how much cereal this is. It doesn't seem like much. So how much milk is that? And then if I'm going to plunge that in the middle, I actually think I'm going to do something that I never thought I'd do. I'm going to try to look up on the internet if there's any better instructions about how much milk goes in there. All right, I've got my computer here. Let me look it up. I think my friend got this on Amazon. So I'm just going to look and see if Amazon has any instructions for this. All right, yes, indeed, it does have a video called How to Use the Crunch Cup on Amazon. And so let us watch that and see how we do this thing and see if we've already screwed it up. All right, our man is unscrewing it. He's taking literally everything apart. I don't know why you'd need to take it all apart, but he certainly is. He's placing it all on the table. Put those things aside. He says, oh, you start with milk. I messed that up already. How much milk? It doesn't say. It legitimately, there's no line or something. He just filled it up to about the edge of the curve. Now he's saying, screw that in again. Why did you take it apart? But put it in there before you put the cereal in it. Huh. Okay, then he's got cereal. Looks good. Oh, wow. That's probably a 2-cup container. Is it all going to go in there? Whoa. That's way more than I thought. Am I right about that? He puts the thing in the only way you can. He's got the breather hole. What? wait, what? Oh, okay. Why was he pouring it into a bowl? The point of this thing is that you don't need a bowl. Why would anyone do that? Why would anyone pour it into a bowl? Maybe it was just to give us an example. I really hope that's the case, because that was so weird. Okay, I think we can resume here our process, which is to say we were at the milk part. So let me just pour this in to about the area he did, which was right about there-ish. Why couldn't they just put a line on there? A ridge in the plastic, or why they have their logo, Crunch Cup. Why didn't they just have also a line there? It doesn't say the recommended line. It just happens to have a groove in the shape of it that we're using as a thing. I already put the cereal in there. That's a scary moment where you put it in and the milk like rises. You hope you did it right. And then let's see if I can screw this thing on correctly. Geez, it's not as easy to screw on with that thing floating in the milk inside. All right, it's on securely. I do believe that my cereal is still dry in there and my milk. So the idea is you could walk around with this. The idea is you could travel on your way on a bike ride or on your way to work. You could be sipping this in the car. Is that legal? Probably in most states you're allowed to drink and eat. Let me give this thing a try and see what it's like to try to eat and drink cereal at the same time. That worked okay. There is this like air hole at the top that's supposed to regulate the milk flow. Let me see if I can just get cereal without milk. Yeah, that part works great. And I suppose if you're really feeling it, you can just cover the cereal hole with your finger. Just get milk. Milk hole's very small. That's strange to me. But they must have tested it to see how much cereal to milk ratio that you need. So let me give it a try with both of these one more time. Yummy. Just walking around town, walking around the office, saying hi to people, holding this thing in my hand like a morning cup of joe. Hey, what's going on? Pretty fun, sort of. I did read the FAQ on their website, which said that it works with almost all cereals, but they specifically warn you against using it with Frosted Mini Wheats. So we're not even going to try that. We're just going to say that the Reese's Puffs suffice for us today. And the reasoning behind that is because it would get held up in this hole. One thing I'm wondering is, why do you need this part at all? Let me try it without that part and see what happens. That worked totally fine without this thing. Maybe you can see, when I tip it up, the cereal rushes and then they just hit my mustache. If you've got a mustache like I do, you won't have any problem, although maybe you'd have to brush it out of your thing. But this extra piece, I don't know that it does any good. Or why didn't they just mold it into, well, they wanted the wider nozzle so that you could pour cereal in there better, which I screwed up anyway. But once it's on, why do you need it on? Let me try one more time. It's a mustache protector. It literally made it so that the cereal doesn't bonk into my upper lip. I'm okay with cereal bumping into my upper lip. That would be fine. And even with most people not having a mustache, you'd think that would be a zero issue, that there wouldn't be a problem at all with like, oh, I've got my Fruit Loops in here. Oh, they're coming down the pike. Oh, they stopped because I'm only going to put a certain amount in my mouth. That's not a problem that this thing needs to solve. On the whole, a little bit interesting. There was a moment of scariness when the milk went up. They don't tell you where the milk should go. I have no idea how many pieces of cereal are in there, if it's the right amount or the wrong amount. I've never put something like that amount of cereal. Maybe if I was going to use this long term, I would pour a normal bowl of cereal and then pour it in to see how they compare, so I could just have a mental picture of how much is in there. Screwing things together was not my favorite. There's like two different places you have to screw things together. That wasn't great. It took me a couple times to do it, and I'm a reasonably adept person at using my hands to do little motor function-y type of tasks. So it's fine, but not great. For a cereal lover too, you'd think I would be the prime market for this, but I just don't think I'd use it. Actually, I think I would prefer buying this Crunch Bowl than the Crunch Cup. Remember, two different companies are making these, the two separate things, but this Crunch Bowl was a sturdier build, one single piece of something. I wasn't going to screw up. I had to look it up on the internet how to use it. I'm not a stupid person. I'm not a person that usually needs that kind of instruction about how to put milk in something. So let's talk ratings here. I would give the Crunch Bowl a 4 out of 5. If you've got a cereal lover in your life, this would be a great thing to invest in. I think it's like $25 for two of them, which sounds like a lot for a bowl, but it's an accessory, it's a novelty, and it's very, very well constructed. I can stand behind that. Way to go, you guys, in making a quality product. These bowls with the straws in them are so dumb. Do not get those. Maybe as a stocking stuffer if you've got a bunch of little ones who are cereal lovers, but even they'll be like, what's this? And they won't like it. Crunch Cup? More of a talking point than something I would ever use in daily life. And I eat a significant amount of cereal, as you probably know. But while it's fun, it really is the negative version of the word novelty, which is I won't use it on a regular basis. I won't pull it out of a closet. I'm grateful to get it as a present. It's a fun thing to have tried, but I just actually don't know if it's as well or easily constructed as it could be. The plastic feels a little bit brittle to me. So, Crunch Bowl for sippy cup version of a cereal bowl, I would give this very low, a 1, and then somewhere in the middle for this Crunch Cup. Crunch Cup, I'd say, I'd give it a 2.5 to a 3. Nice thing, but this is a $25 item as well. So $25 for one of these versus 2 very solidly constructed of these Crunch Bowl, I'd go Crunch Bowl. Well, friends, we have done it all. We talked, we ate, we enjoyed a few novel ways of complicating the usually very, very straightforward task of eating a bowl of cereal like a normal person. And now it's enough. Remember, we gave these a 4, a 2.5 or 3, and a 1. This one's super dumb. If you want to try today's cereal accessories for yourself, each of them is available online, though keep that price point in mind. Remember, $25 for 2 of these, only 1 of these, and then $1.25. You can find this anywhere. But listen, if you haven't yet, please, would you like this video? It's helped so much. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment with what cereal we should look at together in a future episode. Until then, never be soggy, my friends. Bye-bye.